After a few times helping the neighbor pick up her kid, the boy's mother started ordering me around like it was only natural. Why don't you just pick up Xiesia for me from now on? Let him have dinner at your place, something simple. I'm not asking you to feed him for free. I'll pay you 88 yuan a month. I've done the math. You won't lose out. If anything, you'll profit. When I refused, she blew up. You don't even have a job. You're free all day. Picking up one child is picking up an extra one is still picking up, isn't it? Besides, you'll be paid. Better than asking your husband for money. I'm doing you a favor. Why are you so ungrateful? Ridiculous. I make 100,000 yuan a month. You think I need your 88? Welcome to Lack Stories. If you're enjoying this, please like and subscribe. Have a lovely listen. I'm a food blogger. My schedule is flexible, so every day I pick up my daughter, YUAN, from elementary school. At a parent-teacher meeting, I met the mother of Boss Xie, my daughter's classmate. They'd just moved into our apartment complex. We exchanged contact details. Chatting, she said, "School lets out too early. By 5:30 at the latest someone has to pick them up. I'm a nurse. My shifts are irregular, and when I'm on day shift I don't get home until 7 or 8. There's no grandparents to help, and I don't feel safe with outside after-school centers. What am I supposed to do?" I just smiled and said nothing. Then she asked, "Do you always pick up your kid yourself? Do you not work?" I pick her up," I said. I didn't answer the work question. No need to spill my life to a near stranger. A few days later, close to pickup time, the neighbor called me, voice urgent. "Lulan's mom. Are you going to get Lulan later?" "Yes." "What's wrong?" "My shift got switched today. I can't pick up Xiesia. Could you please help me? I'll come by your place tonight to get him. Sorry for the trouble." She put it that way, so it felt awkward to refuse. I figured it was a one-off and agreed. Boss Xie is the son of the new neighbor. He transferred in this year. Lulan had told me he's a handful, won't listen to teachers. The homeroom teacher had summoned his parents a few times to little effect. I braced myself, thinking that in someone else's home he might be shy and better behaved. Nope. He made himself right at home. I'd bought a lot of ingredients that day to film a cooking video. Normally, at that hour, my daughter sits quietly in her room doing homework. She knows I'm busy and doesn't interrupt. But bringing Boss Xie home, everything was new to him. He barged into the kitchen several times and took a special interest in my filming rig, kept grabbing at the gimbal like it was a toy. I'd splurged on that setup early this year after passing 1 million followers, over 10,000 yuan to improve my footage. He yanked it down in one go and ran off with it. I chased him, calling, "Boss Xie, put that down. That's not a toy." Maybe my voice was too loud. He burst into tears. I coaxed and coaxed until he finally quieted, and my shoot for the day was a wash. I told myself not to bicker with a child. I'd film tomorrow. With an extra kid, I cooked one more meat dish. Dinner was generous and tasted great. I wasn't expecting the boy to eat that much. He put away more than me and Lulan combined. When my husband, Dong Hui, came home from work, the dishes he liked had been cleared out by the boy, and he still wasn't full. He looked at me with hungry eyes. "Auntie, your cooking is way better than my mom's. Can I come eat here from now on?" I chalked it up to childish talk. My husband was visibly displeased, muttering, "He can't just freeload. Next time tell his mom to chip in for groceries." He even ate my share. The boy pouted. Fine. My mom's not broke." My husband smirked under his breath. "This kid really treats our place like his own." He reluctantly ordered takeout. I thought it was a small hiccup. A few days later, the neighbor called again. This time just after I dropped my daughter at school and was checking work emails. "I'll be late today. Could you pick up Xiesia?" Remembering the boy's last antics, I wasn't pleased. I refused. "You can't keep doing this. School dismissal is fixed. You need to arrange something." "I know. I'm looking into after-school programs near campus, but I haven't found a good fit." "I truly owe you." She put it that way, and I felt compelled to help again, thinking once she found care, I'd be off the hook. I agreed, but to minimize chaos, I filmed earlier that day, planning to just reheat dinner. I even made 2 extra dishes. Didn't matter, he was too hyper. He wolfed down dinner, then snatched my camera again. "Auntie, what is this? Why do you use it to film cooking?" I dropped my chopsticks and went to retrieve it. "Xiesia, I told you, it's not a toy. Give it back." "No, I won't. I want to play." He tore around the house with it. Lulan tried to help me chase him. Wearing our guest slippers, too big, he tripped. My camera flew, crashed to the floor, and he started wailing first. At 8 that night, the neighbor came. The boy's eyes were still puffy. "What happened?" she asked. He made up a story on the spot, that I wouldn't let him play with my toy and that I hit him, then showed her the pink mark on his forehead from the fall. The neighbor flared, hugging him and crying, "It's my fault. Baby, let's never come here again." She dragged him off, not forgetting to shoot me a venomous glare at the door. Later, maybe because the boy missed my cooking, he told her the truth. That weekend, she brought him over to apologize. Is your camera okay? Do you need someone to repair it? Luckily, the manufacturer knew I was a million-follower blogger and wanted me to do promos, so they replaced it for free. Otherwise, I'd have made her pay. No need, I said. I can't manage your son. Don't bring him over again. Please arrange proper after-school care. She rushed to say, oh, don't fuss with kids. My son keeps talking about your food. He just won't stop. I work outside the home. I'm not like you. I'm truly hopeless with housework and cooking. I've thought it through. Why don't you pick up Xiaxia from now on and let him have dinner at your place? I won't have him eat for free. I'll pay. I did the math. Our family spends about 30 yuan a day on food. Divide by 3 and a child's meal is just over 3 yuan. He won't come every day, at most 20 days a month. So dinner is 66 yuan monthly. I'll give you 88. Sounds fair, right? What do you think? Her son tilted his chin at me, smug, as if to say, see? My mom has money. At that moment, my husband had taken Lulan to the park. I was alone. Facing this mother-son duo, if I weren't well-educated, I would have cursed them out. I gave a pained smile. Sorry, no. Please leave. I escorted them to the door and the neighbor snapped, hey, I'm helping you earn some money. It can't be easy begging your husband for cash as a housewife. You're not losing out, actually profiting. Why won't you do it? My mind was a thunder of rebuttals. Since she wanted to hear it, I told her. I don't use cheap ingredients and I don't cook plain food. The first night your son ate here, I made beef Wellington. The cheapest restaurant version runs over 300, not counting the other dishes. The second time, I made Wagyu. Do you have any idea what top-grade Wagyu costs? There was salmon and other seafood too. Your son ate more than me and my daughter combined. Those 2 meals alone were worth 1,000 yuan. She bugged out, incredulous. What nonsense! You trying to extort me? You think my kid can't remember what he ate? Xiaxia, tell her what it was. He darted his eyes, about to speak. I opened the door wider. Sorry, see yourselves out. Not only are you ungrateful, you're trying to scam us. Listen, she began, but just then my husband and daughter came home. She shut her mouth at once and pasted on a smile. You must be Lulan's dad? Oh, my husband said, catching sight of the boy. You're his mother? Yes. I'm Ding Luo. I was wondering why Lulan is so pretty, just like her dad. You must be busy and make a great income. I really envy Lulan's mom. I'm not so lucky. What's that to me? Please move, we're going inside. I stifled a laugh, waited for my husband to lead our girl in, and shut the door quickly. Babe, what did they want? He glanced toward the kitchen, saw I hadn't started dinner yet, and looked relieved. Good, no freeloading today. I summarized Ding Luo's visit. He sneered. 88 yuan for a month of dinners? Did a horse kick her in the head? Doesn't she know how much that kid eats? Unbelievable. Did you tell her what those 2 meals were worth? She'd drop her jaw. I did, but she didn't believe me, said I was trying to rip her off. Forget it. Let's just stop dealing with them. I told Lulan to change shoes, take off her coat, wash her hands, and ask my husband to help. I hurried to cook. As we were about to set the table, my phone kept chiming. Turns out Ding Luo had posted a string of messages in the parent group chat to denounce me. The group, normally quiet, exploded. Can you believe our excellent elementary school has a parent with such poor character? She wrote. All I did was ask her to pick up my son twice, and he had a few bites of dinner at her place, yet she claims he ate 1,000 yuan in 2 meals. Fellow parents, does that sound reasonable? Who charges a child 1,000 yuan for 2 dinners? Do you take me for a fool? Parent A. Is she in our class? Ding Luo. Yes, she lives in my complex. It's just an ordinary development, not high-end, and she says she made beef Wellington. Anyone here know how to make that? Parent B. Isn't that a Western dish? I've only seen it in videos. Parent C. Some families do put more into food. Even in the same complex, living standards differ. Parent D. But 1,000 yuan for 2 kids' dinners sounds excessive. How much can a child eat? Ding Luo. Exactly, and she claimed it was Wagyu. Real high-grade Wagyu isn't available to buy. Only top restaurants have it. What do I know what meat she served my son? No pics, no proof. She's just making things up. Parent, you mean you, mom of Dongdian. I demand you publicly apologize to me and my son. The other parents went silent again. I knew they were watching. That group is parents only, no teachers. Usually we exchange notes about homework and vent about tutoring woes. A direct call-out like this was a first. I was too angry to eat. You two start without me, I said, grabbing my laptop. I'll eat later. Mama, you look upset. Who made you angry? My daughter asked. I steadied my voice. It's okay. I just remembered some work. Tonight we've got all your favorites, eat up. My husband set down his chopsticks and came over. Didn't we say not to engage with them? What happened? He isn't in the parent chat, no interest in small talk, so he had no idea. I handed him my phone. He nearly swore. With the kid here, seriously? Is that woman insane? If she wants a fight, add me to the group, I'll handle her. He's a lawyer and a sharp talker. Most people can't win an argument with him. But I didn't see any point in bickering in a chat. I'll post evidence, I said. Anyone reasonable can judge for themselves. Not every parent is like her. The night of the first dinner, I'd happened to film the beef Wellington process. The second time, my cooking was already recorded before the boy arrived. Those raw clips were sitting on my drive. I'd planned to edit and post them later that evening for prime traffic. Instead, I dropped the original videos straight into the group and tagged her. First, I want to prove I'm not lying, I wrote. This is my cooking footage. You and your son have been to my home. You'll recognize the furniture. Second, yes, I said your son ate food worth 1,000 yuan here, but I never asked you to pay it back. On the contrary, you proposed I pick him up daily, feed him dinner, and pay me 88 yuan a month. We have home security cameras. If you deny it, I can pull the footage. Finally, this group is for discussing our kids' learning, not for venting personal grudges. After I posted, the chat went quiet for 5 minutes. Then parents chimed in. A month of pickup and dinners for 88? After-school centers charge thousands for the same. Shameless. Exactly, and Mom of Dongdian uses premium ingredients. Of course it costs more. A little later, Ding Luo messaged, what kind of normal person films cooking every day? Who knows if those dishes were made on the days my son was there? And she's just a housewife. Picking up 1 kid, or 2 makes no difference. We live in the same complex. It's on her way. Then she left the group. I typed up a whole rebuttal, only to have the target vanish. It felt like arguing into a void. Other moms, though, started demanding me. You cook so well. Did you train professionally? Could you teach me? My daughter drooled at your beef in the video. I'd met some of these parents before, but never talked much. I also never show my face on camera, so they didn't realize I'm a food influencer. My follower count had doubled this year. Brand deals were rolling in. Platforms were inviting me to live stream. I figured it was time. Everyone watches videos and streams now. Sooner or later the school crowd would see me anyway. So I told them. Actually, I'm a food blogger. My channel is Diet Tom Living. Found it. Over 1 million followers, you're famous. So modest. We had a celebrity next door. With that following, you must do well. I'm jealous. A few stay-at-home moms wanted to learn how to monetize. I chatted with them, my mood lifting. I stopped dwelling on the neighbor. You're listening to the audio story, 88 yuan for a month of dinners on Lack Lack Stories. My next livestream was set for November 1st to catch the big year-end sale. Many brands had sent a mountain of samples. Lately I'd been swamped testing and selecting. One woman couldn't handle it all. Thankfully, 2 class moms stay at home before had asked about earning money, so I brought them on part-time and paid by the hour. They worked hard. In the rush, I neglected my daughter. Late October, one afternoon after work, the 3 of us went to pick up our kids. My daughter's eyes were red, like she'd been crying. What happened? Did the teacher scold you? I asked. She burst into tears, looking so wronged that my heart broke. I put everything aside to comfort her and waited for her to calm down. Then I learned she'd been bullied at school. The ringleader was Boss Ye. Half a month earlier, the teacher had changed seating and he was placed behind my daughter. Since then, he'd tug her ponytail in class, and when she stood to answer questions, he'd kick her chair. She's the math vice monitor and collects homework daily. Whenever she passed his desk, he'd stick out his foot to trip her. He even gave her a special nickname, Turtle Dongdian. Hearing that felt like a knife. I hugged her. Why didn't you tell me? She looked at me through tears. You've been so busy, Mama. I didn't want to bother you. Sourness rose in my chest. I've been too busy, working late every night arranging products, evaluating, logging data, often past midnight. I didn't want to let down first-time viewers of my stream, and in doing so, I neglected my child. I held her, full of remorse. Did you tell your teacher? I did. She called in his mom, but he kicked my chair even more after. Today I fell, and the boys laughed and said I was a turtle that couldn't climb out of its shell. She teared up again. I checked her. One shin was scraped and bleeding. I treated it and held her until she settled. Let me handle this, I told her. I'll teach that brat a lesson. My husband had been buried in a big case and often away for days. Otherwise, with his sensitivity, he would have sensed something sooner. I called the homeroom teacher. Ms. Lee said, Mom of Dongdian, Boss Ye really is mischievous. More than a few classmates have told me he bullies and gives nicknames. I've criticized him many times, and every time he improves for a day and forgets the next. I've met his mother repeatedly. She always promises to discipline him, but it barely sticks. He's only been here 3 months and has cycled through nearly every seat. Tomorrow I'll speak to his parents again and move him to a front row single desk. She sighed about how tough teachers have it now, unlike when we were kids, when teachers had more authority. Nowadays, they fear complaints and don't dare be strict. From that call, I learned his parents barely supervise him. I tried to contact his mother, Ding Luo, only to find she blocked me on WeChat. Calls didn't go through. I only knew their building, not their unit. I hadn't run into her at pickup lately. The part-time moms told me he attended an after-school center called Ivory Tower near school. So the next day, after picking up my daughter, I waited outside its gate. Soon the caregiver led the children out in a line. I spotted him instantly. He saw us too and yelled, "Here come Turtle Dong Dian and her big turtle mom," and giggled. I stepped forward and pulled him from the line. "Say that again." The caregiver rushed over and tugged me away. "Please, parent, calm down. Don't hit the child. I'm sorry, he's very unruly. We can't manage him either. But while he's in our care, we're responsible for his safety. If his parents find out, we'll have to compensate." Seeing me hold back, the boy stuck out his tongue and made faces. "Little turtle, big turtle." "Quiet," the caregiver scolded. "I'll wait here," I said. "I'll wait for your mother." The caregiver told me she usually came at 8. It was only 5:40. I called my husband. He's to be home to watch our daughter. "Where are you going?" he asked. "To meet them head on." After dropping my girl at home, I told her not to open the door for anyone and returned to wait. At 7:55, a car pulled up. Out stepped Ding Luo and a man at least 10 years older who looked a lot like the boy, his father, likely. I followed them inside. As they received their son, I said, "Mr. and Mrs. Bossia, I want to talk." The mother rolled her eyes at her husband. "That's the parent I told you about, the vicious one." The boy pointed at me. "Mom, Dad, she blocked my way and tried to hit me." Ding Luo clutched him and examined his face. "Where did she hit you?" He couldn't say. The father was big, coarse-featured. He jabbed a finger at me. "You hit my son?" I snorted. "Please. Your boy lies constantly and you don't know." "Don't slander him. He never lies." The mother barked, then turned pitiful to her husband. "We have it so hard, and people still bully us." The man raised a fist toward me. Just then, my husband appeared out of nowhere and barked, "Stop." He ran over and stepped in front of me. "What do you think you're doing? Touch her, and I'm calling the police." "Damn it," the man cursed. "This your wife? She hit my kid. I'll make her pay." "I didn't hit him. Your son bullies my daughter at school. I'm here to talk to you." At that, my husband's eyes changed. He glared at the boy. "You bullied my princess?" Normally he's all smiles. Angry, he's terrifying. The boy burst into tears. Ding Luo shielded him. "Kids are just playing. How can you scare him over some teasing?" The father eyed his son. "Did someone beat you at school?" The boy peeked from behind his mother. "No, Dad. I never lose in class." I called Dong Dian a turtle, pulled her hair, and made her fall. Haha. While he bragged, my husband's face went rigid with fury. "Your boss, yeah, right? Just you wait. If I don't fix you, I'm not Don." Veins stood out on his forearm, where he barred me behind him. I knew how angry he was. "Don't threaten my son," the father snarled. "Lay a finger on him. Just try." "Try?" "Gladly," my husband sneered, taking my hand and leading me away. On the way home, I asked, "Weren't you busy? How did you get here?" "You said you were going into battle." I was worried. At home, Diet told me you were waiting there. I didn't ask for details, just ran. He scolded me gently. "What if that man had hit you? Do you know how dangerous he looked?" I never forgive myself. He ground his teeth. "Thinking about that brat bullying our daughter. I want to tear their roof off." "Then why did you pull me away? Why not hit them?" "I just scared the kid today. You'll see. He'll have nightmares and he'll behave for a while. The main act comes next. What are you planning?" He dodged. "Why were you so reckless? Good thing I got there in time. If I'd been one step late and you got hurt, don't do that again." "I was prepared," I said. "I had a recorder and there's a security camera where I stood. And even if he'd hit me, I'd go public on my stream in a few days. I have over 1 million followers. My reach is decent. Netizens would dig up everything about them, and I wouldn't be the one afraid." He sighed. "That's losing 1,000 to make the enemy lose 800. Please don't take risks." "Okay, but what are you going to do?" "You'll see," he said, cryptic. The next noon he called. The case was over. He could take half a month off. "From today, I'll handle drop-off and pick-up." By 3, he was already at school, scouting blind spots in the surveillance at every corner. After bringing our daughter home at 4:30, he went back to stake out Bossia. He'd already rattled him in front of his parents, but the parents clearly didn't care and still used the after-school center. My husband followed, staring at the boy. Enough to make him cry. Whether the boy did homework or played, my husband stood outside the window, looking in. The intimidation worked. For 2 days, the boy turned meek. My classmates say, he cries a lot now, my daughter reported. He doesn't bully anyone anymore. When he sees me, he's so scared he won't even go back to his seat. On the 3rd day, the boy was out sick. Is this okay? I asked my husband. I didn't touch him, he said. Just looked. If I didn't mind causing trouble for the center, I'd have dragged him to a camera-free corner and taught him a lesson. See if he'd dare bully my princess again. A few days later, the boy's mother finally cracked and called me. Can you tell your husband to stop waiting for my son at school? He can't sleep alone at night now, has nightmares. Have your husband dress up as a plush toy and apologize to him, or I'll sue you for harassment. My husband, overhearing, took the phone. Go ahead and sue. I'm a lawyer. I'll even represent you, at a discount. Her voice broke into sobs. What do people want before you'll stop? The teacher says what happens off campus isn't her jurisdiction. My husband calls our son useless and only knows how to cry, and he says it's my fault for not raising him right. Do you want to drive us to death? He's only 9, he was just playing. How can you treat a child like this? Have you no conscience? Crying doesn't make you right. The world doesn't work that way. I told her. Discipline your son. Have him apologize to my daughter and the other kids he bullied, in front of the class. Promise no more nicknames and no more mischief. They were only joking, she said. Then my husband was only joking with him, too, I said, and hung up. Whether the boy apologized or not, I felt he'd learned enough not to target my daughter again. I didn't expect his mother to escalate. A week after my live stream, thanks to its success, the platform invited me for a second one, with even more products. My 2 helpers couldn't keep up, so I hired 2 more moms part-time. They were chatting that day. There's a viral post online. Could it be from Boss Ye's mom? What post? I asked. Send me the link. If it's really her, I think she's implying it's about you. I read it. It likely was her. She flipped black and white, painting herself as a hard-working mother exhausted by her job and childcare, whose lively child was ostracized by a class queen bee. Worse, the queen bee's parent stalked and threatened them, all because the boy accidentally made the girl fall once, and their family was being hounded. She said she was just a housewife's target and didn't have time to fight back, so she took it to the internet, claiming her son now had psychological trauma and included a hospital note. The IP location matched mine. The hospital was our city's. The photo of the school gate was our elementary's, so the parents couldn't help suspecting it was her. She positioned her son as the weak side to milk sympathy from the uninformed. Soon people identified the school. Comments asked which class so they could avoid it and railed about toxic parents. Some called it school bullying and demanded the school act. Others sneered that some stay-at-home moms are idle busybodies who think everyone targets their kids. They said working moms like them had no time to squabble. A few even predicted the housewife would be dumped by her husband and served as she deserved. Keyboard warriors, ever eager to pile on. The post didn't name names. Even if I suspected her, I couldn't do much. She'd deny and countersue. But the story spread fast in town. People tracked down the school and class. Ms. Lee was suspended. The school was ordered to rectify. I heard she even fought the school, demanding compensation for her son's emotional damages. The boy had returned and was said to be even more arrogant. We couldn't sit back. My husband led his firm's team to meet the principal and offered pro bono representation. As for me, well, 1 million+ followers ought to be useful. I picked a weekend night at peak traffic and went live, not to sell but to lay out the facts. I'm not like her. I have reason and I have proof. I played our home security footage of the boy rampaging through my house when he came for dinner, the audio of his mother offering me 88 yuan a month to pick him up and feed him, my daughter's tearful account of being bullied at school, and the recording from outside the after-school center. Other parents testified about their kids being bullied by him. The internet erupted. 1 million follower blogger, and that mom offered 88 yuan a month? Some working mothers really think they're the center of the universe, looking down on housewives. Never mind that the housewife earns many times what they do. Don't judge by appearances. Her son was the bully. How dare she cry victim? If this happened to my kid, I'd go nuclear. Good thing the blogger posted evidence. We'd all have been fooled. With everything out in the open, the school's name was cleared. Ms. Lee was reinstated. In the end, the boy's mother had to bow her head and transfer him out. There was always a shadow figure in the story. The boy's father. For all the months of drama, he never showed, aside from that one time at the center. Later, my husband told me, Ding Luo is a mistress. The boy's father has another family, their daughter's in college. His legal wife found out and asked us to represent her in divorce. So that's how it was. The end. Listen to the full story on Hanie's Story, a place that heals your soul before every sleep.